Welcome back. Minor glitches marred the conduct of the Tamil Nadu Teacher Eligibility Test. The Teachers Recruitment Board in the state is conducting the massive exercise of organizing the test for 6.5 lakh teaching aspirants in the state. There were complaints of wrong hall tickets being issued and some aspirants not being able to find the exam center in some parts in Tamil Nadu.
ஈஸியானதுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. ஏறக்குறைய பரவாயில்லன்னு சொல்லலாம், அவ்வளோதான். மற்றபடி ஒரு அறிவுள்ள விஷயமா தெரியல. எப்படின்னா ஒரு 150 கொஸ்டின்னு 1.5 மணி நேரத்தில் கேட்குதுன்றது ஒரு அபத்தமாக இருக்குது. இதன் மூலம் ஒரு தகுதி ஏற்படுத்த முடியுமான்றது எனக்கு கேள்விக்குறியாக இருக்குது. அவ்வளோ இது சரியான ஒரு தேர்வு முறை எனக்கு படலைங்க. தட்ஸ் ஆல்.
ஃபஸ்ட்டு இந்த தகுதி தேர்வு அவசியமான எங்களுக்கு தெரியலை. ஏன்னா நாங்கள் பிஎஸ்சி படித்தா தான் பிஎட் பண்ண முடியும். பிஎட்டுங்கிறது வந்து ஆசிரியருக்காக மட்டும் படிக்கிற ஒரு கல்வி படிப்பு. அது எக்ஸாம் பாஸ் பண்ணால் அந்த எக்ஸாமில் அரசுக்கு மேலே நம்பிக்கை இருக்கா இல்லையான்னு தெரியலை. அதனால் இன்னொரு எக்ஸாம் வச்சுருக்காங்க. இப்போ வந்து இந்த எக்ஸாம் அவசியமான எங்களுக்கு புரியலை. இது தேவையில்லாத ஒன்றா நாங்கள் நினைக்கிறோம்.
கேள்வி வந்து ஒன்றும் இதோட தொடர்பு இல்லாத கேள்வி தான் இந்த கேள்வி. இது நான் இவங்க ஒரு 3 மாதம் 4 மாதம் நாங்கள் படிச்சிருக்கோம் தொடர்ந்து. அதை தொடர்ந்து படித்த கேள்விக்கும் இதுக்கும் சம்மந்தம் கிடையாது. நீங்கள் யாரை வேணாலும் நிறைய எத்தனை சர்வே வேணாலும் எடுத்து பாருங்கள். படித்த கேள்விக்கும் இது கண்டிப்பாக தொடர்பே கிடையாது.
Staying with the education sector, counselling for engineering candidates for general quota will commence from tomorrow. The counselling is conducted from 7:30 a.m. in 8 sessions and 300 to 500 students appear for each batch. Meanwhile, Law College counselling has also begun. There are 1,050 seats under the Ambedkar Law College for which 3,714 candidates have applied. Out of these, 3,384 candidates have been selected for counselling. Chief Minister Jayalalitha has announced 25 crore rupees as part of developing infrastructure facilities in veterinary hospitals across Tamil Nadu. She has allotted the sum for the development of 49 veterinary hospitals and 353 veterinary medicine dispatch centers across the state. A sum of 3 crore rupees has been allotted for buying the equipments. News from the districts: more than 10 people are affected by dengue fever in Rameshwaram. More than 50 people had been suffering from fever for more than a week, after which they took their tests in primary healthcare centers. As the patients did not respond to treatments, they were taken to a hospital in Ramanathapuram. The test confirmed that more than 10 were affected by dengue and more than 50 people by malaria. They have requested the government to develop the infrastructure facilities in the healthcare centers and lab facilities to control the menace. Chennai city and its suburbs received heavy rainfall accompanied by thunder and lightning early this morning, providing some respite from sweltering heat, or rather an extended summer season. The surprise and much awaited rainfall waterlogged several areas as people woke up to a pleasant morning. Describing the rainfall pattern as convective rains, S.R. Ramanan, director of Regional Meteorological Center, said that the showers were confined to Chennai and its suburbs. On to economy now. India's industrial output grew at a higher than expected pace of 2.4% in May, driven mainly by manufacturing data. Analysts had expected a rise of 1.8% in May output. The May figure compares with the revised figures that showed an annual contraction of -0.9% in April. Along with June wholesale price inflation scheduled for Monday, the volatile IIP data will be the basis for the central bank to decide on whether or not to cut rates when it meets on 31st of July. Core sector growth, comprising 8 key industries, grew 3.8% in May, only slightly more than the 3.1% in April. The core sector comprises key infrastructure industries and accounts for about 38% of overall industrial output. Capital goods output fell to a negative 7.7%. Capital goods, a key investment indicator, has risen only once in the last 8 months, the biggest drag on the overall index.
Most of our effort is devoted to ensuring that there is a robust revival of investment in the infrastructure sector. And most of the action that was being taken, is really just been put in place. We are going to review what happened in infrastructure at the end of the first quarter.
Right.
I don't think in the first quarter the results will be all that good. It always takes time for these efforts to tighten performance to reflect on the ground.
Right.
So that's why I've been saying that at the end of June, somewhere in the middle of July, we will review what is happening.
The centre has cleared a package to the tune of 45,000 crore rupees for Uttar Pradesh, conceding almost half of the demand made by Akhilesh Yadav government. Though Uttar Pradesh had demanded release of funds to the tune of 93,000 crore rupees, the state government officials termed the 45,000 crore rupees package as no mean achievement. The hefty package for Uttar Pradesh comes at a time when the centre is seeking support for its candidate Hamid Ansari in the vice presidential polls. Staying with news from Uttar Pradesh, 3 days after the shocking story of sweepers and ward boys treating patients at a hospital came to light, the state government has finally swung into action. The chief medical superintendent of the Babu Banarsi Das District Hospital in Bulandshahr has been removed. A ward boy who was caught on camera giving stitches to the patients has also been suspended.
उस जांच में ये पाया गया कि स्टिचिंग जो आदमी कर रहा था, मुझे तो सीएमएस ने बताया था कि वो पात्र है, ये कर सकता है, लेकिन उसने स्टिचिंग करते हुए बात सही पाई गई, लिहाजा वो वार्ड बॉय सस्पेंड। सीएमएस को हम वहां से हटा के उसके खिलाफ बहुत सख्त कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं और तुरंत उसको हटा रहे हैं और उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर आदेश जारी किया जा रहा है। पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश में प्रमुख सचिव साहब से बात हो गई कि अस्पतालों में जितने नर्स सब चीज़ें या स्टाफ है उसको पूर्ति कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो काम हो वो बिल्कुल सही और ठीक ढंग से हो।
Moving on, the severe water crisis in New Delhi has affected hospitals as well. Guru Tegh Bahadur Hospital, a top government facility in East Delhi, has had no water supply for the past 4 days. Some surgeries have been hit as well. It has been a nightmare for the patients there, as a lot of patients are complaining of major inconvenience due to the paucity of water. The hospital authorities admit that there is shortage, but say the situation is not all that bad.
अभी ऐसा वाटर क्राइसिस ज़्यादा नहीं है हमारा। कल पानी नहीं आया था, मतलब काफ़ी कम आया था। उसमें हमारे यहाँ पर बोरवेल हैं, 2 बोरवेल 24 आवर्स चलते हैं, उसमें आरओ का सिस्टम है और वो पीने लायक भी है पानी। इन केस दिल्ली जल बोर्ड का पानी बिल्कुल नहीं आता है तब हमें कम पड़ता है पानी, क्योंकि हमारे बोरवेल वो पूरा नहीं कर पाते और हम फर्दर 2 बोरवेल और लगा रहे हैं। हर फ्लोर में ऐसा ही पानी आता है, चूँकि पानी नहीं आया है दिल्ली जल बोर्ड का, कम हो गया है, तो कम समय के लिए हमारा पानी प्रोवाइड हो रहा है, जो हम प्रोवाइड कर पा रहे हैं अपने बोरवेल से। उसके लिए फिर हमने, क्योंकि पीने के लिए फिर दिक्कत हो सकती है, तो उसके लिए हमने टैंकर्स मंगा रखे हैं। कल 8 टैंकर मंगवाए थे, आज 8 टैंकर फिर मंगवाए कि पीने के पानी की दिक्कत नहीं हो। तो नीचे लेके पानी पीने के लिए आने में कोई ऐसी दिक्कत नहीं है। इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज हमारी कोई इफेक्टेड नहीं है, ना आईसीयू सर्विसेज इफेक्टेड है, ना सर्जरी अभी पोस्टपोन्ड हुई है। लेकिन अगर बिल्कुल ही दिल्ली जल बोर्ड का पानी अब ज़्यादा दिन तक नहीं आएगा, एक बूंद भी पानी नहीं आएगा, तो फिर उसमें प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है।
Vishwa Bharati, the institution founded by Rabindranath Tagore, apologized to the 10-year-old Punita Mistry, who was forced to drink her own urine by her hostel warden. The university in its statement said that it unequivocally regrets the traumatic experience of the student at the hands of the warden. Vishwa Bharati has allowed the girl to be a day boarder as an exceptional case. The university further assures the parents of the girl that such instances will not recur. The university also requested the parents to send Punita back to school. News from Andhra Pradesh. 2 more judges, Justice D. Prabhakar and Justice K. Lakshmi Narasimha Rao, have been suspended by the Andhra Pradesh High Court for their alleged involvement in granting bail to mining scam accused and former BJP Minister Gali Janardhan Reddy. Justice Lakshmi Narasimha Rao has also been arrested by the Andhra Pradesh Anti-Corruption Bureau. It's another short break for now, but we'll be right back.